Good morning. Happy Friday, Northern Minnesota. Looking good. 8:23 now. Sheriff Riggs is with us. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Quick, busy week, wasn't it? Or did it seem like a marathon?
Personal life stuff marathon.
Oh, good.
Busy week work-wise, yes.
Next thing you know, it's Thursday. Darn Olympics.
Love it.
Been watching?
Yes. Men's and women's hockey, I'm enthralled.
Did you see the Latvia game?
I did. I snuck it in at work yesterday while I was doing other things.
2 goals they got taken home.
I know. And Quinn, second goal of the game, pulled back. Offsides.
This might be old news by now. You guys replaced the hardware for the 911 system 2 weeks ago, maybe?
Yep.
How often does that happen?
Never. Never. I can't tell you how long we've had the current 911 system. Our PSAP manager could, but she's out of town right now. It has been an absolute, I'll say disaster in the sense of how long it's taken us to get to where we are right now with the current new company that we are going with our weather, with illness in their division. It's been crazy. And then, of course, you guys know that we've been without Code Red for how long. And so every time we need to get a hold of anybody for anything, it's text messaging, individual groups or individuals. So it has become extremely laborious as it pertains to how the PSAP is managed right now.
What happens?
It boggles my brain that people will hack companies that are associated with law enforcement.
Oh, it's crazy. There's a county right now in Minnesota that is being held for ransomware. They have not disclosed where that is.
It takes guts, not a whole lot of brains.
Yeah. But state of Minnesota, I don't remember if it was over in Moorhead or Crookston. One of those places got ransomware college.
Really?
Yep. Paid out big money to get their stuff back.
Wow. Cybercrime.
When you started in law enforcement, cybercrime was what percentage of your day-to-day business?
-7.
Yes. We were still using analog cell phones, and we thought those were cool, There was no texting, but it was still, making a phone call from your car. That was pretty cool.
Some form of electronic, online, whatever. Are we to 25% now?
Boy, that's a good question. It would be, if I gave you a number, it would be anecdotal, just for the simple fact that it's still one of those things that it's a specialized type of investigation. I can tell you this, everything has an electronic component to it, evidence. So we have, everything from cyberbullying to
True.
exploitation of children to, you name it, and there is a manner of evidence. Everybody is on social media. Everybody uses their cell phones to look up information. All of it is of evidentiary value at some point. And so we have, the ability through search warrants and subpoenas to go after certain information. If there's probable cause to believe a crime has been committed and that there's a nexus to a device, whether that's a phone, a computer, whatever, we take those items. There is software out there that we have access to. There's software out there that the BCA has access to. And then those items are downloaded, and we are actually able to extrapolate information from those devices, or even the cloud in certain circumstances. Young people think that their social media accounts
Just because they're private doesn't mean they're private.
They're not private. I guarantee you that. And there are some employers. I mean, I just had this conversation at BSU the other day. I helped one of our adjunct professors over there, Captain Lazella, and I went over there and helped facilitate a class. And we were talking about it a little bit. It's like certain employers, depending on your clearances and background, will make you open up your social media sites to see what kind of a person you are. Like,
Sure.
There are a lot of employers out there that guard themselves on having a high standard of
Certain type of employee.
Exactly.
Perfectly legal.
Perfectly
And boy, do
legal.
some people put stuff on their Facebook page.
Yes. Yep. And there are people that learn the hard way. It's. I've always said this to my kids: words are like bullets. Once you say them,
No taking them back.
there's no taking them back. And you can say sorry as much as you want, but it's out there, and it is what it is. You have to be careful with your tongue
So
or
is
your
the-
fingers.
Right.
Is the transition to the new 911 system done?
I don't believe so.
What sorts of fun new toys do you have at your disposal now that you didn't?
That's another good question that I'm not very familiar with. I kind of sound like a rambling idiot sometimes when it comes to some of these more.
Well, speaking
Well,
about,
you don't deal with it on
I
a
know, I
day-to-day
don't.
basis. so-
and that's a good thing. When you guys can pull information off electronics and mobile devices, but with this missing mother. No, I forget her name. Sorry.
The Today Show lady?
Yeah.
Oh
her mom,
yeah.
right? And so then, a couple days ago, some footage showed up, or they were able to extrapolate it. But it was the FBI came in. Do they have some secret tricks that local law enforcement doesn't have or access or?
There are definitely benefits of adding the FBI and their lab to any investigation. Kidnapping is one of those crimes that has a federal nexus and a state nexus, and so a lot of times in those circumstances, locals and feds will work together on those kinds of cases. And the more resources that you have, it just is a benefit, right? More boots on the ground, the ability to go out and canvass an area greater. Ring cameras, those are great devices. We had the fire in the sky, and we had 7 videos of ring cameras showing that,
Right.
that what was that? Was it an alien? No. But there are people that look at that. They'll look at their own stuff and they'll say, "Oh, this might be a value."
Sure.
So, it's just a matter of being able to pull the information. And when you only have the BCA or you only have your state agencies working on it, and every state kind of has their own state level of investigators. Like we have the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, TBI, Tennessee Bureau of Investigations. I mean, Arizona has something like that.
Wow.
When you only have a limited number of resources, anytime you can add resources to process information is better. We talk about Minnesota here. When we submit evidence to the BCA, depending on what it is, a person-related crime like this, I think her last name is Guthrie.
Yeah, that's it.
In Arizona. That would be a high priority case in Minnesota because she's missing. It would be all hands on deck, to try to find out, what information is available. That case would go to the top of the list probably at the BCA. But they still only have a limited number of people in their expertise that can work on that case. And so farming some of that stuff out to other labs or other professionals is huge for us.
How has technology changed how long it takes you to investigate something?
That depends
'Cause
on
pouring over a bunch of video
That takes a while.
takes time.
Yes. Funny you mentioned that. We were talking about AI the other day, and there are applications out there where AI can scan. We have the automated license plate readers.
Oh, sure.
That's not necessarily AI generated. There's probably some AI aspects to it, but 20 years ago, you've got a person sitting at a desk or a person sitting in a car monitoring an intersection or monitoring a computer screen or monitoring a CCTV screen. Now you can put in certain criteria into these devices, and you no longer have to worry about someone needing a break, lunch break, bathroom break.
Right.
These are, and then the way that in which it processes it is like you can't even compare it to the human mind, because it's just so much faster. We have so many distractions, and there's so many things going on.
Good tools.
Even in very remote portions of this county, are there more cameras than people think?
Yes. Yep.
And I would assume most people are willing to be helpful.
Yes, absolutely. We have Ring cameras that sit just about everywhere. MnDOT has cameras up on the highways. There's up in Shooks. There's cameras everywhere. Plow trucks have cameras on them. So you can go to the MnDOT website and see what the plows are doing and see how bad the roads are. If you want live action footage of a roadway, you go on the MnDOT site, you can click on a camera and open it right up and look at it. That's open to the public. But those can be utilized to solve crimes.
Sure.
We've solved arsons based off of businesses' camera systems because they've gotten so good.
And back in the day, you had one camera, and it was grainy as can be, and you couldn't make out a person or a license plate or anything.
Right.
Guilty.
We used to use VHS tapes in our car. That's how
You had VCRs in there?
we did. There's legitimately a VCR in the back of your car in a hardened type of case with its own cooling fan, and you had a camera up front and a little tiny TV monitor in your mirror to view if you needed to rewind or play or whatever. But that's how initial squad car cameras were a VHS tape.
Did you have to rewind it at the end of your shift?
You went until the tape was full, and then you put a new tape in, and you labeled it if there was any evidentiary value on there, and then it went to the.
But you may not know if there's any evidentiary value on there until
Well,
later.
If you made an arrest or you had something happen, you had to actually go in and pull the tape at that time and log it as evidence.
In the basement of the LECs, a whole bunch of VHS.
Not anymore. Those things degrade so bad. When you're a new deputy or a new officer and something really cool happens and you save that tape because you want to watch it later, and then you find
It's
it
gone.
5 years later, it's like you can't even make out what it is. And then it come to the point, it was like, do we even have a VCR anymore to watch this?
How do we hook it up to this TV?
How many hours of body cam footage do you have? And how long do you have to keep it?
So we have a retention policy on all of our how it's logged, right? So if you have an arrest, typically it's for a year. Say I've come across somebody who's in the ditch, I activate my body camera. Everybody's fine. There's no injury. There's no damage. I can label that, and it has a 90-day retention policy. So we'll have access to it for 90 days. After 90 days, it just goes away. It just overwrites. And so we have a strict policy on that. We get audited every couple of years on our body cameras. We get audited every year or every couple of years on the automated license plate readers. Those are very heavily regulated through the office administration in the state of Minnesota. So, and we have to provide updates to our governing body, which is the Beltrami County Board of Commissioners. Mike Maston with the city of Bemidji would have to do that to the city council. And then that office, so you have an independent audit that's done. We pay for it. A copy of that goes to the Office of Administration in the state, and then a copy of it goes to our local commissioner. And then we typically go up and give a brief on how we did. So, but there's stipulations on how long you have to keep information. Are we in fact doing that? Are we? Do we have? Are the cases lining up with they randomly will pick cases out of our annual report and say, this is an arrest. I need to see if you still have this. And yep, we do. Okay, this is labeled as a junk file. Do you guys still have that? If it's within the 90 days and we still have it, we're good. If it's outside of that, we get hit. We get a ticket. Not a ticket, but we get a hit against our audit. And we've passed our audit I think we've had it now since we got body cams in 2019. And I think we just had our second or third iteration of audits. So
How much does a body cam cost?
they're
Ballpark.
about $900, depending on which model you buy. You can buy, you can buy really, really cheap stuff.
Acme kind.
Yeah. But it doesn't come with, this comes with like all of the software, all of the, there's some redaction information that comes in there. So a case is going to go to trial or somebody wants a copy of body cam footage. There's very specific laws that say what you can have and what you can't have. And then if it's something that you can have, we have to go through man hours with a human being and black out people that can't be seen, like juveniles, someone that's not involved in the case. So it's very time consuming.
I bet. What are you doing this weekend? Valentine's Day date?
Valentine's Day date, and then probably
Back to the Olympics?
back to the Olympics, fixing some stuff for my daughter.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, you have a good weekend.
You as well.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.